This is our last Squarespace. What was that?
Unprofessional.
Mic check, mic check.
It's 5 o'clock. And you're watching Chelsea and Tony live, your favorite live show on YouTube.
Because we're the best.
I'm the greatest. That's what my mom said. Anyway.
You say it, it's true.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. They have beautiful, award-winning designer templates. You don't have to be a designer. You don't have to understand what looks good. Squarespace does it for you. They also have award-winning 24/7 customer support. So if dragging and dropping is too difficult for you, they got your back. You can try your free trial of Squarespace today at squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio for 10% off.
If you already have a Squarespace website, go to stp.io/link and we can take a look at it during the live show and give you some feedback about your portfolio or whatever it is. So some of your hair is has a mind of its own. You might want to just...
It's not a good hair day for me, I'm going to be honest.
Me too. Hey, you can use hashtag TCLive on Instagram or Twitter. If you put it on Twitter, our producer in the studio here, Justin, can toss it up on the screen.
Hey,
Guess
Justin.
Justin's camera's not working yet.
You okay, Justin?
Justin's real.
Yeah, it's like every week these keyboard shortcuts.
There he is.
There we go.
There he is.
Or you can write a comment down during the live show, and our screener, Chris Reddy, can read it to us. Hey, Chris.
Hey! Been a long time.
Let's get started. We have the latest in photo news. We're going to be looking at your pictures, and we have some chit-chat, ridiculous comments from you. First, I want to plug our store a little bit. We still have some holiday sales going on. Go to stp.io/store to get some great deals on books. And we have a couple used cameras left, like a D810 and an A7R2 that you can pick up at sdp.io/gear.
That is my D810.
I know Chelsea's still a little bit mad about it.
I don't feel great about it, but I guess it's time to part.
We actually signed somebody's camera today, something I've never done before. Somebody wanted an autographed camera. And
I don't want to do that again. Today, we're going to be looking at your texture-themed photos. There was some talk about this in the discussion on the live show before the show started. It should primarily feature texture. It could be a macro shot. It could be, what, Tony? A weathered barn. It could be a weathered face. Just texture. We'll know it when we see it, and you'll be angry.
When we don't see it, yeah. Well, this particular picture, the car has this nice matte finish, and then the windshield is nice and glossy, so I think the contrast in textures is part of what makes the picture interesting. Also, the walls there have this really interesting and unique texture. It's a lot about texture.
Next week, I took a poll on Patreon to see what you wanted the theme for next week to be, and you voted for nature and wildlife. So next week we'll be doing that. And we did it a few weeks ago when you guys hit it out of the park. Your pictures were awesome. So I said, we'll do it again soon. It's soon. It's next week.
Today was a very hard day for me because
Why?
for the last week or two, I've been shooting with the Canon 600mm f4, which is like a $12,000 lens that they loaned me. But then they wanted it back.
Your life's so hard.
Time we had previously agreed on.
Wow.
It hurts to give it up. It was such a spectacular lens.
They don't like you. My dude at Nikon told me I could keep the 600 for a little longer. Shout out to Jeff, you my boo. Canon doesn't like us anymore. You should try being friendly.
Okay, I'll give that a shot, Joss. We have a couple of winners from last week. As you know, when we review pictures, if you get a pick, then you will be entered into our contest and people can go vote. And the best picture of the week will get a prize. So the winner was Alan Rook for this awesome photo that included a lot of movement. But wait, there's more. There were two winners. There was a tie between Alan and Glenn. I really like this picture. The more I looked at it, the more I liked it because there's this parallelism between the size of the pyramids and the relative size of the soldiers.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice shot, guys, and congrats. We'll send you an email with some stuff. You can vote
You
at
get
this
a
week's
prize,
picture.
but for some reason it just said prize. But the prize is a gift certificate, so you can buy a book from our store or a t-shirt or something.
Can they buy a I Heart the Gamcat shirt?
No, I made this. This is my friend Chris Gamcat, but he's a cat, a Gamcat.
Do you feel like that requires any explanation?
No, you had to be there.
No, and that's it. Okay. After the live show, you can go to scp.io/vote to vote on this week's winners, but of course it's not there right now because we don't yet know who won. You want to cover a little bit of photo news while people send their pictures in for us to review?
I do.
Okay.
I put this up because you were very excited about the SnapBridge update.
Yeah, well, I made a whole video about how Nikon really needed to fix SnapBridge. SnapBridge is Nikon's latest wireless app, and it could be fantastic, but it hasn't been. It's been buggy. And it's resulted in a lot of people giving Nikon cameras as a whole really terrible reviews. And I feel like it's really set the company back.
Really? A bad review for just the Wi-Fi app?
Yeah, well, like the D3400 just has a lot of one-star reviews just because the Wi-Fi part of it didn't work well.
Oh, that's infuriating.
So it's a great camera except for this one feature. Anyway, Nikon has been steadily releasing updates, and this was a big update. So if you have a Nikon camera, give it another shot. With that said, I haven't tested it yet.
I haven't tested it either.
I also wanted to bring this up. There's news going around that Homeland Security thinks DJI is using drones to spy on America.
I was going to tell you about this.
What do you think about it?
I want to say yes, because that's more fun.
It is more exciting, right?
Yeah.
I was a network security guy for a long time, and I have some experience with some of this. And I will say that I don't know. But I think the Chinese government in the past, there are a lot of really credible stories and lots of evidence that the Chinese government has broken into U.S. corporations to steal data for different things. And governments will do this on a regular basis, especially if they think Homeland Security is involved. For example, the U.S. government will do that if they think there's a risk of a terrorist threat or something like this. So these sorts of data breaches happen all the time.
Yeah.
So now the question becomes, is DJI taking the data from your drones and giving it to the Chinese government? And then they're saying they don't do that.
That's what they're saying?
Yeah, that's DJI's statement. So are they doing it and are they lying about it? I don't know. It's really hard to say because the relationship between corporations and the government in China is very different than it is in the U.S. There's not so much of a separation. In the U.S., you'd have this whole subpoena process if you want to get data, and it works differently in China. But
I will say that if they were doing it, I don't think they'd be like, got us.
Yeah.
It's happening.
And I want to bring up the point that they don't necessarily know. They might be honestly saying we're not giving away the data, but other people could break into their network and take the data. And if people can stand to make a profit from that data, if it's cheaper for them to acquire that data by breaking into DJI's network and they can turn a profit on it, then they will. That's a real easy guideline in network security and IT security in general. If somebody can make money on it, if it's cheap to break into, then they will. Nothing is foolproof. You just make it expensive for somebody to get into. And if it's expensive enough, then they won't bother. But if the data is valuable, then they will still bother. So is the data that they have valuable? It seems like it is. And DJI is a young company, and I don't know what their network security is like, but most young companies are focused on pushing products out the door, and that usually means they push out products that have lots of security holes. So I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's very feasible. Edward Snowden showed us that if somebody collects private data on you, even if they mean really well, they end up giving up that data to lots of people who can't necessarily be trusted. So if DJI is collecting private data from their drones, if you're taking pictures with your drones or using them and DJI has that data, then is it at risk? Yeah. If that data has value, then somebody could probably get it.
I gotta say,
It's scary.
the popularity of drones has introduced so many more problems than I suspected they would.
Oh, really? Even worse? Like what?
Well, I just thought that they would be a minor nuisance and that they would be flying around and people would be a little annoyed, but it would just kind of be a trend that died out.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like they have actual useful purposes, and now they're in inappropriate airspaces and people have hurt people with them, and now they could be used to spy on government and give up valuable information. So it's kind of like, ooh, we're entering a really weird time. And then people are speculating other things that drones could do, like mini drones that are little bombs that have face detection, and they can target people. And it's kind of like, dang, I'm glad I'm dying soon. I don't want to be around for that.
You can't roll back technology once this stuff is out there. You can't.
And that is why Elon Musk is invested in keeping AI from killing us.
Yeah, some of these things are very real risks. So anyway, I personally feel DJI means well and that they are not abusing your data. But at the same time, I believe that data, if it's valuable, will eventually get misused and stolen.
That was spooky.
In brighter news, Phase 1 released a new update to Capture One. We need to check it out. We're really behind. They released so many updates to Capture One, but I thought this one was cool. You can see they have lots of new features, including like the ability to annotate photos. You can just like sketch up a photo if you want to hand it off to your photo editor or something. That's cool.
That's cool. I don't like them questioning her eyebrow. It's fine.
I need to fire up Lightroom. Let's take a look at some pictures while you talk and stuff.
Oh, I found a cool article from Smithsonian.com about how Sojourner Truth was one of the first people to use photography as like a marketing device to make money to perpetuate her cause, which was ending slavery. So she got these little photo cards made up, and then the person that took the picture on the card owned the card no matter what. And what she did was she put her name and like her little phrase on the front, and she would pass them out when she was doing speaking engagements. And she became well known, and she became a recognizable figure, kind of like social media now. I thought that was very cool. So she was actually one of the first people to use photography to really make a historic difference.
That is very cool, and I've never heard that story before.
She was a badass.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was reading about her. She sued her owner for not freeing her once slavery was supposed to end. She was pioneering things, including photography. What are you finding, Tony? Textures?
I'm hoping so.
Chris, do you have any questions or comments from the kind people at home?
Got a couple questions, but I wanted to add in, besides Capture One, ON1 also released an update called 2018, and they have direct competition with Lightroom in that they can now do both panoramas and HDR right in ON1 with the RAW files.
Oh, we've tried ON1. We'll have to try their new updated version.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw that it was in beta. I didn't see that it got released, but I am a big fan of the ON1 guys, and I specifically said one of my favorite things about Lightroom is that you can do panoramas and and HDR, and I know those guys listen. They've been really responsive.
Yeah, they are responsive.
So I'm definitely excited to check that out. I would love a good Lightroom alternative. Chris, do these look like the right pictures for texture? Can you see my screen?
I think they are.
They are, yeah.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure we weren't looking into an old folder.
There's a big mix of content there, but there seemed to be some kind of texture with most of them.
It's a runaway theme.
Yeah, I think we'll probably just...
I'm just going to make people angry with my judgments on texture. I think this one has a lot of texture, though. I think that the kids are the subjects of the photo, but their environment has a lot of texture and grit, and it tells the story. So I think that you nailed it.
And I love the use of colors here, too. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, her orange
it's a great shot.
With the blue.
I've seen this. I don't know where it is. I'll say I think it's a decent picture of the statue, but it is just kind of a straightforward picture of the statue. Yeah.
Statue pictures are difficult, but you have interesting light. There is a lot of texture in that statue. Yeah.
Wow.
Bruce. Let's bump this up, Bruce.
Yeah, I feel like I need more contrast between the arch and the sky, because the arch almost kind of disappears.
It does, doesn't it?
It's all these like middle tones, and yeah, exactly. We just need to
expose for the arch.
If you go back to the original color file, the raw file, you might be able to adjust maybe the warm tones to make it pop a little bit more.
What color is the arch?
I don't know.
It's just silver.
So it's probably reflecting blue.
Yeah, very reflective though. Yeah.
You might be able to dodge and burn. I don't know. It needs to be separated a little bit more. Like maybe brighten this area up since it's against a dark sky. Like this is a great amount of separation, but it kind of just fades here. Very interesting shot. I like that composition. All right, we have somebody doing some urban exploration.
Spooky textures. The texture adds to the story. If the ceiling weren't kind of caving and rotting and the walls weren't peeling, it wouldn't have that creepy mood. So I'm going to say you use texture wisely here, Kevin.
I just wish there were a focal point. Don't you think?
A dead man.
Oh my God, Chelsea.
Okay.
Oh, Gustav shot this in JPEG, so right away we have to kick him out, right?
Shoot in JPEG. Gustav, you're a little pot stirrer. Okay. Granite certainly has a texture. Now, also this red thing has a texture. Let's try going the black and white because that can often highlight texture and form.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Okay.
Nice shot, Gustav.
Barfly? Or is this a moth?
That looks...
What's the difference?
Oh, man. Do you know, Justin?
No, I don't.
It's one of those things where I almost know the difference when I see it, and I feel like this is a moth. Like moths are fuzzy.
Is it because it's hairy?
A
This person's
biologist might have a more detailed explanation. I think this is a beautiful shot. I don't know.
the texture of the fur.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of about the texture. And wow, they got a lot of detail there.
Yeah.
I'm just debating a pick or not.
Do
Ooh, pick it.
caterpillars turn
Pick?
into moths?
Okay, you get a pick.
Does
Well,
that have something to do with it, you think?
Well, they turn into both, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's why I was asking.
whoa. What is
Lace
this?
Mask and Flaking Paint by David Meadows. There's
Oh,
a
it's a
lot of
mask.
texture. This is frightening, to be sure.
I like it. I like the
the
chain in
negative
the
space.
foreground, the peeling paint on the wall.
This is a nightmare factory. I think he did it.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I'm gonna give it 5 stars.
But not a pick.
It was close.
We're being easy on you, Christopher Eddy.
And we all thank you.
So I like the natural framing, and there certainly is texture, but my issue is with the depth. And if you had some lighting to separate the layers, then I think it'd be like a wow moment.
And look at the histogram. It's all in the middle
It's
here.
all in the middle.
It's all just kind of great.
It's a little
There's
flat.
not enough contrast.
Yeah, it's hard to get that contrast. My keyboard doesn't work.
Oh,
Sojourner.
your keyboard works.
Okay. Oh, this really is, the expression's really beautiful, but the texture of the face, those fine hairs. Orangutans are so sweet, aren't they?
Do you know that I said orangutan for like 35 years?
Yeah, I did too. Orangutan.
Orangutan. I don't know how I got that extra G on there, but this has got to be one of the prettiest pictures of an orangutan I've ever seen. Just gorgeous. Great focus on the eyes, and indeed the texture is fantastic. Sorry.
Can I say something perhaps controversial?
Oh, okay.
They're the best primate.
A lot of people are going to be offended by that. They're going to be
should-
throwing down.
They're so sweet, and look at how beautiful their hair is. I'm going to give this person a pick. Pardon, Chris?
Way to stir the pot, Chelsea.
Here, I think we misfocused. The stamen here has to be in focus because that's the focal point.
Oh,
But I think it's a good picture. It just, we miss it a little bit.
petrified wood. Gonna keep that joke to myself. There is certainly texture. You have a beautiful background. It's nice.
Yeah, I think it's a nice shot too. I wish it actually had a little more contrast in it. There's quite a bit of contrast, but I think maybe you recovered the shadows quite a bit and it ended up looking a little bit unnatural. So I'll just restore that a little bit for you.
Oh.
This is full of texture. Oh, all right.
Is that spot color?
I think it's spot color, Chelsea.
No respect.
Yeah, that's fucked.
This picture of an old prison reminds me of the time we tried to take Eric and Stephanie to a tour of Eastern State Penitentiary, and we accidentally took them to a haunted house. So
It was so weird.
Gonna
We thought
apologize
it was
for that.
just a tour. People were jumping out at us, being like, "Boo!"
we're really bad at planning things.
I will say this photo needed a focal point, and the beer kind of provided that. And I probably would have overlooked it if it weren't for the spot color. Oh,
Wow,
this is cool.
Wow, Bodie.
Oh man, you know what they say about Bodie, Justin?
That's really beautiful, though. I'm going to give you a pick.
There are like 5 people that get that joke. Yeah, that deserves a pick. Oh my God. How can you not give... That is an incredible amount of detail, too.
Let's give it a little contrast.
Hedgehogs are sweet little animals.
People know our weakness is animals.
Yeah.
What's with the fur, though?
There was a while there, back when Sonic the Hedgehog was big, where you could make a lot of money breeding hedgehogs.
Is that like
it
your
was like a
business
big
plan
business.
for a while there?
No, I had
You're
a
like,
friend
and
who
I
was
was
breeding
living big. I
hedgehogs.
was living real big. You hear me, Chels? Tony the Hedgehog breeder. Tony,
There's something about this. I really like the pastel colors in this.
Tony, I really like it too. I like, oh.
What, don't you
Ooh.
think?
Yeah, you know what? I do think.
Okay.
Let's give it a pick. Sorry, Chris. Oh, what is happening?
What?
Bubbles?
Oh, it's a ring underwater.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't get
cool.
that.
that's very interesting.
Yeah, it definitely made me study it. I thought it was really intricate jewelry. I like the fact that you used something natural and kind of made it seem like jewels. Very cool idea.
Cool.
Cool use of texture too. That's a pretty amazing building. And I think
Yeah,
think
but the white
compositionally it's
point
really
needs to go
interesting.
like boom.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of pop in there. Nicely done. Beautiful shot.
Oh,
That is gorgeous.
rain.
I'm going to give it a pick. I think it's a fantastic picture. I think this could be the Windows desktop. I would love to have it on my phone. Don't you think this is awesome? The droplets and the color. Am I the only one taken by this?
I think it's nice. I wouldn't put it on my phone, but if you did, I'd be like, that's cool.
Why you got to slap Felix in the face like
I
that?
don't.
Felix, you're my bro. I don't know what Chelsea's problem is. She's probably just jealous because haters going to hate.
That's true. I made it more intensely colorful. Oh, this goose? I don't know. This isn't textury to me, Timber Geek, but I do like the goose. Oh,
This is a great action shot.
Donegal foamy pick.
Nice shot, John. You want to talk to Chris and see
I
what
do.
he's got going on?
wanna
What you
see-
got?
What you got, Chris?
What you got
I
for us,
got
Chris?
a couple questions here.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Okay. What's a quality that a great photographer needs but can't buy or learn? Is there something that some just have and others don't?
Yes.
Discuss.
It is drive and persistence.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that I see, the big difference I see, we have a readers group for our book, and there's like 30,000 photographers in there sharing their pictures. And I've seen people go from beginner to pro many times, and they just don't get discouraged. They put up a picture, someone says something negative, they say, okay, they put up another picture, and just incrementally and consistently you see them grow and change and grow and try new things. They don't give up. They don't stop. They don't get discouraged. They just keep shooting. And that's the best thing that you can do.
That's an awesome answer. I would like to shatter this idea that there's this talent thing that you either have or you don't. Because it's really harmful because people have this idea right away that their first pictures suck. They just think they don't have talent and they just don't have experience. Talent can definitely accelerate the process.
I've seen people with talent that are so easily discouraged. Like they take, it's one of their first shoots and they do really well. Maybe they have like a year advantage on everyone because they have this talent. And then they kind of fizzle out, get bored, or they're really critical, or they can't take feedback, or another thing is like humility. I've seen people with really huge egos and they really overvalue their pictures. And
Yeah,
then
that will wreck you.
they become super sensitive to feedback, so they never grow. They just want like this feedback loop where they want to put up pictures and they want everyone to pat their back. You can't be like that. You're not going to be perfect all the time. Even Tony and I, people tell us our pictures suck, and I'm like, yeah, some of my pictures suck. Who cares? I'm going to go out and just take more, and I'll get better.
Yeah, I'm not done. I'm still learning photography.
I'm not done.
I got a long way to go.
I'm still a work in progress.
Like a lot of things, you just have to have a turtle's back. You take feedback for what it's worth, but you got to have a thick enough skin. Otherwise, just look at the pictures yourself and don't ask anybody else their opinion, because some people are going to love them, some people are not.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah,
Well said, Chris. I want to give this picture by Sasha here a pick. Gorgeous picture. Taken on a Stone Age mobile phone. Oh, no, it's taken on 60. But I really like this picture, Sasha. I know it's not going to be everybody's thing because it's kind of abstract, but do you love it?
Yeah, actually, I didn't read the title, but I thought it looked like an old telephone. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments, Chris?
Yeah.
my
Tony, they
one.
want to know when's the next drone video coming out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We've been slacking on that because we've been doubling down on the video training series, just finishing that up.
Yeah.
We have a lot of drone videos planned, but I don't know. It might be a couple of weeks. We're pretty much 100% on the video training right now.
We're pretty flat out. And today we filmed a comparison of the Nikon 600 millimeter f4 versus the Canon version. So that will be coming out soon. That was a fun one.
Yeah, plus the Nikon 200-500 and the Canon 500, just for comparison's sake. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Along the same lines, the review, not the tutorial, but the review on the D850.
Yeah, we owe a lot of reviews out there. A full review of the A7R3, the D850, the EM1 Mark II. It'll be a couple of weeks, really. We got to finish up what we have to do on the training as a priority.
Our video training is going to be good.
It's going to be amazing, yeah. And then we'll be full-blown back into doing YouTube stuff.
Yep.
But
Yeah. All right, this picture is neat. There's definitely texture, but I think what really is stealing the show is the color contrast, which is like this rusty red and a teal blue. It looks really cool.
I'm giving it a pick, too.
You are?
I just wish there was a little bit of room above the door there,
Oh.
but I still like it. So, you know what? Maybe what do you think? Should we make it a little more deliberate?
It didn't bother me, but I know how you feel about that stuff. Though this
is cool.
This person did it.
I love this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
add a
I
little
do
more
like the extra contrast in it. I also appreciate
Somebody was waiting for the sun to be in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
it's the little shadows, the way they make the little L's. Oh,
Persistent.
I'm gonna give him a pick.
yeah, I
They
was gonna
so-
do it anyway.
Perfectly follow the theme too.
I do a lot of these pictures where there can be huge crowds around and I'll pick out one particular feature against a nice sky. And I like it because to me it tells a story largely of texture that's unique to a place. And this looks like a Spanish mission to me that's been just kind of worn down over the years. So I like the shot a lot. I think it's a good shot to get. It's a little off level, so you might be a little more careful about that. But you like?
I like it.
Jason, I feel like the focal point here is this log, but it's not a compelling focal point.
Vlog.
So we might just have to
Justin,
find
you know
something.
that song, right?
Oh yeah.
I do not know that song.
Justin's my age. Yeah, the wall definitely has texture. I think we could even make it more about that. What am I doing? Wrong thing.
We have to get rid of the grass and the trees in the distance, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the bright crop, but you see where I'm going now. The focus is more on the texture.
Yeah, before the green was so bright that was all I could see. And you had to unlock. Oh, maybe that's what you want. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I definitely think that's a better crop for this particular picture.
For the theme.
Yeah.
Oh, is this one of those gum walls?
Ooh.
Ugh.
Well, it's definitely got texture. I'm creeped out, though. Who would do that? It's just a big wall of disease, man. I bet maybe they do it as some sort of like genetic bank. If all humanity dies off and some future civilization comes along, they'll just have DNA from thousands of people,
Yeah,
and they
but-
can just recreate
But
humanity.
would you ever recreate a humanity that would do this?
Yeah, I know. They'll just end up with the biggest jerks. And plus, they'll probably be like, ugh. Ugh.
Everyone just found out.
Gum?
It was gum, yeah.
Ugh.
Everyone just found out that we're kind of icked out on germs.
But you said this is one of those gum walls? Like,
Yes,
this is a thing?
that happens. Like the
Where?
locks on the bridge, there are gum walls, and
I've never heard of this.
it's a thing people do.
Locks.
Pardon?
I've seen locks, but not gum.
Well,
I
consider
like the
yourself
locks
lucky.
better.
At least it's not under a desk or chair.
You know what's a bummer with those locks that people put on bridges? They go through and cut them off regularly.
Well,
Especially the most
because
famous
they can
ones.
add too much weight to the bridge. Bridges have weight limits, people. It's like,
I'm just saying the whole point of those locks is they're supposed to be permanent. Like, why bother? You're supposed to put it there, and then in 20 years on your anniversary, you go back and you find your lock. But somebody cut it off 10 years ago.
for the safety of humans. But sometimes they cut them and then they move them to the side and then they make them a display so that you can still see them, but they're not endangering everyone.
Oh.
I'm such a bummer tonight. I'm like, gum's icky and love locks are dangerous.
I'm going to put your love lock somewhere where people won't notice it. Like maybe if there's a cat or something.
A cat? Okay. I
Don't
don't
put
know
on
if
a
that's
cat.
sound advice.
Eric Kahn. Well, I think it's an interesting shot. It's certainly the composition is striking. Yeah, I like it. I don't know that I'm drawn into the texture of it.
Oh, this is textury. A morning dew.
Yeah, I wish we had a little more depth of field because here the main subject is like largely out of focus. That is really shallow.
This guy's whole life is texture.
Yeah, this iguana is pretty textury. Oh, I don't know. There wasn't much color in it anyway.
Yeah,
It's
this
cool. It's a good picture of an iguana.
iguanas are cool. Is that an iguana?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's like a Gila monster or something.
Does anyone know about that? Because he looks different.
You're right. He might be different. I think this picture's really pretty.
Yeah, the texture of the beach is certainly drawing me in. It's all these kind of leading lines leading into the distance. I'm going to give this one a pick. I really like it a lot, and I love the toning, the colors. Really beautiful.
Nice shot, Mark.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man. This is stunning. What?
Brushing up on my macro. Oh, do you see what he did there?
You were going to get a pick, Jamie, until you busted out the pun, and now you're dead to me. We're done.
I'm going to give you a pick.
Oh,
Because
man.
I feel like it's my fault because I overloaded you on puns this morning.
Yeah, you really did. And like 20 puns in a row. She wouldn't stop.
Ram's head fur texture. Yeah. True.
I feel weird about this guy. It's almost photobombing the picture. Hey, it's me.
Yeah. It feels a little warm. Warm and green.
We should take a look at a portfolio. Maybe
Let's
get a
look
question
at a
from
portfolio
Chris.
and Chris, what's up?
Yeah, right from the beginning, Troy wanted to know, is there, other than Bowens for speedlights, is there another mount that competes with Bowens successfully, or is Bowens kind of the way to go?
If I'm given the choice, I pick a Bowens mount. So on our Godox lights, we picked a Bowens mount. But I actually really prefer the Profoto mount because you can telescope them in and out and kind of focus it. Like that's built into it. It's also kind of easier to attach. But all the Profoto stuff is super expensive. So yeah, I think Bowens is the way to go.
Cool.
Cool. I want to look at Jordan Bruce's portfolio because he's a student.
Okay. In San Antonio, Texas, fellow Texan. All right, let's jump right into your portfolio. What do you think about starting a portfolio with a picture of you?
I mean, that's what made me choose it.
Yeah. I think especially if you're not trying to sell wedding photos, if you're trying to sell wedding photos, you should probably go right in with wedding photos. But if it is about you, if somebody's interested in you,
This photo
That's a
is very
gorgeous picture.
beautiful, but look out.
wait.
Watch
Yeah.
it right here where the shadows meet the lightness. You've got this halo.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Just a little.
But I think I actually really like the texture in that. So I think these are different categories. Landscapes, animals, plants, urban.
Ridges. Man. Okay, let's see. Let's go to animals. Beautiful.
I will say picture number 2 of the horse is better than picture number 1. So lead with your best picture. That one should be
I
first.
agree. It takes up more of the frame, so this bird picture is nice, but you have a lot of just negative space around it.
Yeah, and the bird's turned a little bit away from the camera, which is a big detractor.
Oh, this one's great too.
Oh, beautiful eagle picture. Some of these could be
European robin.
cropped in a little tighter. Yeah, he does some traveling from San Antonio. You don't get all these in San Antonio.
Okay. So you have a lot of great pictures. This is great. And then you have
like
some
this
more
swan
common pictures. So I would pare these down just a little bit, sir.
Like the picture of the swan flying, yes. The picture of the swan like taking off, the last one, no. Yeah, I would definitely pare these down. I think I might even be telling you to pull all these into one category and just do that painful thing where you have to scrap like 75% of your pictures and just make one category of 10 to 15 pictures.
Nice,
hard, though.
Nice. Okay. I would drop these two. Your first pictures are stronger. You have a lot of great pictures. My advice so far is just to pick the best of the best. Anything that you're like, get rid of it. This one's pretty too. Man, he's diverse. I like that more abstract, the construction.
Yeah,
That's very
I like that
cool.
one a lot. I like the first picture of the Golden Gate Bridge too. That picture needs a white point.
Mm-hmm. So many eggs. I'd nix the fallout shelter one. Wow. Good. All right, let's go to about you. All right, we saw that. Okay, so I think I like the style of your portfolio. It's nice and clean. You have a lot of great photos. I would just condense it. So pull out everything but the best of the best photos. If you only have 3 photos in a category, that's fine. People will remember you by your worst picture. So if you have a repeat of birds, like the 2 swans, get rid of one. If there's a picture that's not your absolute strongest, get rid of that. Even just having a portfolio of 10 photos is better than having a bunch of categories. So just do some editing.
Yeah, I would take a look at your stats and see just how many people dig down deep in through all the categories. I bet not many. So I would have one top level category for the time being. Keep it at your 10 very best photos. And I promise when people see your 10 best photos, they're going to be like, wow.
Oh, wow.
Your work
Jordan.
is amazing.
Wow.
But if you make them dig through your second tier photos in 5 different categories, they're going to come away with a different impression. I hope that helps. Let's see what Jordan had to say about using Squarespace. He says, it's so easy to use and it ends up looking great.
True.
I totally agree. Squarespace is pretty awesome. If you want your own awesome Squarespace portfolio, visit squarespace.com/Tony. That'll get you a 14-day free trial. If you like it, set up your pictures. No commitment required, no credit card required. If you like it, get a 10% discount with the coupon code portfolio.
Yeah, and
you
if you
for
get the
sponsoring us.
free trial, you can submit that to us to review your portfolio too.
Yeah.
Hot tip.
Another bit of news, Adobe is now teasing a new Photoshop feature that will allow you to automatically select the foreground subject. No like wands and quick masking and all that. This selection happened with one click.
Really?
That's what they're demonstrating. It finds the foreground subject, even if it's multiple different
Skeptical.
people, and
Skeptical.
selects it and separates it from the background. Man, I'm telling you, AI is going to be freaky.
No,
This could be real.
everybody's a liar. I'll see. I'll tell you guys.
Anybody
if
else
it's
say believe it when I see it?
real. Yeah, that's my whole thing. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, well, I'm also sure that they can find pictures where it works, but the question is, will it actually work with my pictures? But I'm excited about it. They're
I'm
pretty good
excited
at that
about
stuff.
the idea.
DxOMark tested the A7R Mark III, and it's, from my assessment of it, is pretty much the best image quality of any camera ever. The noise at even low and high ISOs is about 1/3 of a stop less than the D850,
Whoa.
and the D850 was better than about everything else in the world. And
Wow.
1/3 of a stop is a significant amount. It's not, most people wouldn't notice, but
I know.
But Chelsea would notice because I know because you really nitpick
have
noise in
robot
pictures.
eyes.
Yeah, you really do. You'll be looking at so many pictures. We're like, oh, I can't use this picture. It's got too much noise, and I'll be like, it looks fine to me. So you might appreciate that extra 30%. I think most people wouldn't notice, but technically, it's a significant improvement. It also at higher ISOs has better dynamic
What?
range
Better
than the
dynamic
D850.
range?
Yeah. Again, that means that if you're shooting at ISO 1600 and you need to really recover the shadows a lot, the A7R3 pictures would look very slightly better than the T850 pictures. If you're really zooming in and nitpicking, most people wouldn't notice the stuff. It really doesn't matter that much. Things like the usability and lens selection can matter more. But nonetheless, congrats, Sony. They seem to have made basically the best sensor in the world now. And that's a big deal. And the A7R3, awesome camera overall. I wish we had.
Yeah, I wish other camera companies were just more like open to listening to feedback.
Yeah, Sony listens to feedback and they make some kick-ass sensors. You want to go into chit chat or do you want to take some?
Let's do chit chat.
Okay. What is
Chit
chit
chat.
chat?
This is the part of the show where we read your comments and we make inappropriate comments back. And it's like, we're doing it. We're having this conversation that doesn't make any sense. Let's go. Mr. Grub, what happened? Sergio says, Mrs. Northrop is either high or have been taking improv comedy classes on the Great Courses Plus. Did you put this in there?
I did.
Why is it those two options? I haven't done either.
There are other possibilities. You were not high. In fact, in this video, I don't even think you had a drink. You had so many comments saying you're drunk. When you are just comfortable and yourself, everybody thinks you're drunk, but you're not.
That really concerns me. Why does everyone think I'm drunk?
You're just funny and a carefree person.
Which video was that?
That was the podcast that we did about the camera stuff that sucked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we were drinking that day. Maybe we were.
Mr. Goober said, Ted Forbes is more beautiful than Nichols' hair. Controversy. He's trying to start another online clash. And Ted Forbes is so beautiful, but Chris Nichols' hair is so beautiful. So it's like, I don't know. I'm going to have to let the people decide. What do you think?
I think Chris Nichols better start dyeing his hair because he gets more and more gray. And that's my thing.
Oh.
Okay, I don't growing a big fro, and Chris better not going gray.
Yeah, Chris.
Stay out of my territory.
Stay in your lane, Canadian. This person says, seems a lot of people either misinterpreted your points or looked for drama on your JPEG versus RAW video. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm learning that's a thing. Like people intentionally misinterpret something because they know no one's going to watch the original video. So they'll just take the title and they'll be like, so-and-so said this. And then everyone's too lazy to like do any kind of research. That's messed up. You need to take a look at what you're contributing to the world. Because one day when you're old, you're going to look back and be like, oh, I'm a douche.
It's not just us. It happens to politicians like every single day. Everybody in the media. If you can take something out of context and make it sound stupid,
People have
do it
no
all the
integrity.
time. And then they get outraged. But the original intention was nothing like whatever they're getting outraged about.
It's drama.
Yeah.
It's
It sells.
headline fodder. This person, All Sports, says, this is shameless, outrageous commercialism. And my man Gene Waddle said, I believe you are correct. I see no shame on their faces whatsoever. Oh, the horror. This was our Black Friday's deal video. Yes, we plug our book. Tony was an author first, and we're a publishing company first. And YouTube is something we do for free to promote our publishing company. We have a job. Just like you. And we're in a consumerist country, so we sell things. I'm not ashamed of that, and I never will be. Next, Cairo says, I seriously don't understand why Tony isn't always just laughing his head off at Chelsea. She makes a joke, and he just looks and smiles. My only defense for him is he probably has partial facial paralysis from being married to her and laughing at all her jokes for so many years. Yeah, I'll go with that. That sounds true to me.
I think you're hilarious. That is why I married
You don't laugh enough. Cairo said it. Justin and I have been talking about it for years.
I'm the straight man.
Yeah,
That's what I do. You're the hilarious one.
true. Did I mention, speaking of shameless self-promotion that we have a book called Stunning Digital Photography. It's #1 on Amazon. Wow, how'd you do that? We did it because it's great. And you can get it for just $9.99 for the ebook with 14 hours of video training. That helps us run this channel. So if you want to get that as a gift for someone, that would be helping 2 people.
You can also get a new video training series with 2 signed prints now if you go to that sdp.io/store link.
Okay.
You want to look at some more pictures?
Yes.
Okay. Should we?
That book is how we met Chris Reddy. Right, Chris?
Chris has
Indeed.
officially bought more books than anybody else
That's
Definitely.
because Chris teaches photography
Chris is
and
a
he keeps
teacher.
buying books for his
I just wanted to
students.
start a library, and I just figured, look,
It would be very creepy if you said you were a teacher, but then we went to your house and you had like hundreds of our books.
Yeah,
Like,
his
I
bed
love
was just
them.
our books stacked up with
His
sheets
house
on
was
top
made
of
of the
it.
books. It fell apart in
this
the
is a little
rain.
creepy.
We like creepy. This
By
is
the way,
yes.
we have a 100 Norwegian krone submission,
Dang, I don't know if that's a lot or a little.
$12.
Oh, all right, thanks.
Wow, he
From,
does
Chris
conversions.
Bernsdahl. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome very much.
Oh, no question or anything. All right, thank you.
This is my friend Erlend Burr, aka Lil Biscuit.
Yeah, he's from Norway, right?
Yeah,
No, he is.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought so.
Lil B. This is beautiful.
I'm giving you a pick. I thought it was beautiful, especially zoomed in. I think it's something that would have to be printed large because I don't know
Yes.
that it really conveys here. But once you get in close on the crystals, I think that's absolutely gorgeous.
It's so
Fantastic
delicate. It looks like it's dancing.
Yeah. Stuff is cold in Norway. Just we have a lot of pictures to go through and not that much time. We should
This is beautiful. I'm going to give this a pick. I like the colors. I'm going to give LB a pick too. Beautiful.
I wish more stuff was in focus. Oh, this is gorgeous, but I feel like we need a white point in it. Don't you think it's a little washed out? Maybe it seems like they're doing it deliberately, but still I might want more of it. But we also have some fringing going on. I think they went in and did some. Maybe we just need to back off the processing a little bit. We definitely need to restore some of that contrast.
Things are happening. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
Charles.
No, things got a little. Well, I don't like this yellowy color in the water here. What's happening?
Well, we can't fix it.
We can't
but
do it right now.
Good news snaps.
But
And go back.
everything else is great. That's a minor problem. This person is on a Yeezy Boost high and they're not coming down. We got a Yeezy fan. Yeezus. That's a lot of
I like all those shoes.
yeah.
Do
I like the texture of the shoe.
you like the texture of this person's face?
I love this lady's texture. I'm going to bump the contrast a little. I'm going to give her a pick. She's a beaut. Oh,
Dang. I kind of love that. I wish we had a little more
I'm gonna
depth
give it
of
a
field,
pick.
but yeah, very nice.
there's texture. Tommy. A little Tommy texture.
We got to start skipping.
We got to go fast. I'm really liking this picture.
Oh, already made that pun today.
Wait.
One lichen pun
Yeah.
a day.
That's not actually a rule. You made that up and I'm not abiding.
You got to wait for a person to walk through the Tory
No, you
gates.
don't. You live your life.
Yeah, we just need to focus.
I'm going to give you a pick. Too many seals.
No pick for you. Too many seals. I like this picture. I think that's pretty cool. I like the shadow.
Whoa.
Oh man, that's pretty good
Whoa.
too.
Is this really texture? More about lines and contrast.
Yeah, I like it though.
It's really beautiful. Ooh.
I'm not sure if that's small or big.
It's big.
It's very cool.
Is this a person? No, it's a sign.
But I do see tiny trees in there.
I'm gonna give it a
Beautiful
pick.
shot.
It looks like crystals.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Oh man, this dough.
You love
So-
dough? Are you hungry? I'm gonna give this a pick. Really good texture.
It's a worthy, but it seems like you're handing out a lot of picks, Charles.
I get really liberal towards the end of the show.
Okay, let's skip through the stuff that really catches our eye. Oh, that's pretty, but maybe it's not in
It's not.
focus.
Peter Kiss. That's a cool name. It sounds like
but-
Peter Chris, who's in Kiss. So I don't know how you did it, but you did it.
Oh man, I like this tree. I like this boat.
Are you just saying the things you like?
I'm just
I like
contemplating whether to
lamp.
give that a pick or not. I do like it.
Do whatever your heart is telling you is right, Tony.
Sorry, maybe I'm being too stingy.
You're really, well, you're moving at a speed that I can't keep up with. Oh,
That feels so hypnotizing to me.
is it because it's that hypnotizing shape? Let's give it a pick. Sorry, Chris. Chris, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, we do.
She's living her life. I love it, but I'm just not seeing a lot of texture. Ooh, ooh, Cabbage Kevin.
What do you have, Chris?
David wants to know, is there any old camera, digital or film, that you want to own, even though it may be obsolete?
We actually have one of those Nikon F bodies somewhere. Maybe in that exact same camera.
Chris, can you hold that up again? That was awesome.
That's enough if there ever was one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Great
talked about that in our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a Mamiya Universal Press because it's one of the only cameras that will use the Fuji instant film, like the full size of it, all the way to the edges. So that's my answer. Chelsea, are there any old obsolete cameras that you want? A Hassie, maybe?
I was thinking like an older Leica, but I don't know specifically which one I would want.
Yeah.
I'd have to think on it.
It's ever since we were doing the photography history podcast, it's made me want like a lot of historic cameras just for
Yes.
their historic value. And a lot.
Yeah.
We don't own a Leica right now, and that seems crazy.
I like these
Either
textures.
either a Hasselblad or what is it, a Speed Graphics?
Yeah, I would love a
One of those
Rolly
press
too,
cameras.
like a proper Rolly. I have like a knockoff now.
Justin, does this bring back memories for you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Last week.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that really is interesting. I
good
love the
texture.
bold colors.
That's cool.
What do you think? Pick?
Yeah.
Okay, you get a pick, Daniel. Nice shot. That's interesting. I like the simple composition. Oh, that's really pretty.
Ooh,
that's
y'all
gorgeous.
are
What is
really just being so creative this week.
There's
Wow.
some good shot.
Yeah, really good shots.
Oh, that's pretty colors. Wow.
Ooh, that's a lenticular cloud, Tony.
Okay, you get a pick. Giacomo. All right, I like that.
I like it.
Oh,
Oh, a
that's really
murmuration
pretty.
of
Got the moon in there too.
this. That is pretty.
Nice shot, Angela.
Skate park. That's where I spend my free time.
Oh,
I
that's
like
a nice
that as a
portrait.
background. That's cool. I'm gonna give you a pick, Johnny Lay. Little snail. Wow, they really knocked it out of the park. That's beautiful texture.
Wow, to isolate the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done.
Really nicely done. Ooh, intense stare.
Wow. Holy cow.
Wow,
How
his
did they
colors are incredible.
Even. I mean, that is
That's a
some.
decent.
That's
Wow.
a crazy detail, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing bugs that close up. Whoa, sorry, Christian. I don't know what
It's
that is.
paint.
Okay.
Wow. I'm so impressed.
Sorry,
Our
we have to
viewers
move
have
through.
so much talent.
Everything so quickly.
Is this that plane from Alive?
Is it? That is
No,
really cool.
that was in the Andes. I'm just being silly.
Taken with a drone too. I'm really interested in where that is. This is a gorgeous shot. We see a lot of good shots from Aperture Blade.
Aperture Blade is always bringing it.
Beautiful.
Okay. Wow. We've got to stop eventually, right? Chris, any more questions or comments from the good people at
Yeah, some
home?
good ones here. Any idea if Sony's planning an A7 III?
I would say yeah, but I
He's
mean,
planning something.
they wouldn't tell me really that far in advance, and if they did, I'd be under NDA. I'm not under any NDA, but I would definitely. It's going to come at some point. I expected
Yeah.
to see it this year. They really, really need it. It is the big hole in their lineup. The A7 II is too old. The focusing system is not great, and as a result, it's not something I can comfortably recommend. It's holding back the whole system. They need that A7 III out
I
ASAP.
just want to say I really like this picture. It reminds me of the Coen brothers, and it's so real.
You're right. As soon as you said Coen Brothers, I'm like, you're absolutely right. It's the guy in the car.
It's the car, yeah, and it's the store. It's just like this charming atmosphere. Oh, goodness. I'd be offended if someone carved me like that. Anything else, Chris? Wow, what is this?
I don't know. I
I'm gonna
found
give
it
you a
really
pick.
compelling.
This is like from a video game. Is it a video game?
Or a really big gun.
Yeah. I love it. A Western Scrub J. Wow, look at the detail. You really got close.
Yeah, great shot. I kind of like that for the theme and texture. That's really nice. I like the way it just kind of blends into the stone. Beautiful knife.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know if, Tony, if you plan on reviewing eventually the Tamron 100 to 400 that just came out.
Tamron doesn't provide loaners for competitive reviews, and I probably wouldn't buy it for myself. So I'm sorry, I probably won't review it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, unless they've changed their policy, I'd be happy to start reviewing their
Well, we
stuff.
can reach out and see if they changed their policy.
Yeah, I can check with them.
But yeah, they won't lend us stuff if we're going to put it up against another camera. That seems shady.
I know, right? What's the point of a review if you can't compare it against something competitive?
This is so pretty. I'm going to give you a pick.
That is nice.
What else, Chris? I'm going to give you a pick.
Tony, what do you think of Bitcoin? Not to be off topic, but what, you know.
I mean, it's all made up and fake, right? It's just totally fake.
So is all
Bitcoin
money.
is this virtual currency that has hit $10,000 per Bitcoin. And you used to be able to buy, like, you know, at some point Bitcoin was practically worthless. And we definitely had a few Bitcoin at some point. Maybe we still do.
I've
Who
looked
knows?
into it, and I still don't understand how you can just set up computers and mine your own Bitcoins. I mean, how does that accomplish anything?
It's so strange, right? It's almost like just converting energy to currency, right?
It absolutely is, and people are always looking for cheap energy so that they can mine some Bitcoin. And a lot of
People
are mining
do it-
Bitcoin by sneaking it into your browsers. I saw the other day somebody figured out how to use their Tesla to mine for Bitcoin. Like they must have hacked the computer in the Tesla. So a lot of people are mining for Bitcoins and you don't even know it because you just visited the wrong website or something and you have some malware on your computer. They're basically stealing power from your house, stealing electricity from you.
Or your
And-
Tesla.
Or your Tesla, and turning into this virtual currency, which is totally made up. But like you said, normal currency is totally made up too, so it's all made up.
But at least normal currency is completely make-believe. It's not also drawing on some resource to pretend it's worth something. Like using energy doesn't make it more valuable. It's just as made up as before.
It's valuable because people want it, just like U.S. dollars, right? But I don't think that many people are using Bitcoin. I think they're just buying it, hoping that it goes up. And that's why I think it's totally made up, because at some point people are going to lose interest. They're going to realize the whole thing is fake, and then they're going to sell their Bitcoin real quick, and then it'll plummet.
You
Or
know
maybe
what's-
they'll just keep buying it. Who knows? People are ridiculous.
You know what's a currency I can get behind?
What?
Ancient Peruvians use cocoa beans.
Uh-huh.
I love chocolate. It's so good. It's way better than electricity or the gold standard. So we should just go back to it.
See, that's like Bitcoin, because people had those cocoa beans before they figured out chocolate.
That's
You know,
true.
because it was the Spaniards who came in, right? So that value must have skyrocketed once they figured out they could turn it into chocolate.
Once the Spaniards started drinking cocoa drinks, they were
Yeah.
just like, ah. Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
base the economy on coffee.
it already is.
Something
right.
everybody can get behind.
Everybody pays for things in Starbucks. But I'll be here all night, Chris. Ready? Okay, I have a comment about this. Like, you see how before your orange looked kind of like bluish green? Whenever you're doing food photos, you want it to look an appetizing color. So, like, warmer colors usually convey better.
I like that shot a lot.
Oh, yeah, I should give that a pick.
Simple composition.
Ooh,
It was
ooh.
very nice.
That's nice and crystally.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're just-
Troy Hall. He's a sweetie pie. Wow, so many good pictures. Any other questions, Christopher?
Well, let's see. What is the worst gear you have bought? Photo gear you have bought. The most
Probably,
disappointing.
I hate to mention brands, but I bought this like camera with almost no optics that was supposed to make things look like blurry around the edges, and you could tilt it, and
A lens, right?
it was like a fun exercise for a moment, but then I just wanted a good lens again.
It was like a very childish lens, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, what's your least favorite gadget that we've had?
I just when the question was asked, it just made me think of three-legged thing. I think that's
Oh,
the worst. That's like
that tripod
burned
is such
into
a
my
piece of
memory.
garbage.
And the whole interaction afterward.
You're right. It wasn't just that the product was terrible, it was that the guy was such a meanie.
Yeah, when a tripod does more damage, more value and damage than it's worth, like it actually wrecks your camera to the point of costing more than the tripod did. I can't believe you didn't say that Nebula. That first
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty
Ooh,
bad.
one of these gyro things. It was just a nightmare. You must have spent weeks trying to get that thing working and it never worked right.
Yeah.
this picture's so beautiful. I'm gonna give it a pick. I love it, Joseph.
Oddly, we haven't reviewed the stuff we've hated the most.
No, we typically don't. Like, we don't want to leave them out, so we'll talk to the company and say, are we doing something wrong? And some of them say, oh, try this, and they have some feedback, and some of them say, you're doing everything wrong and it's not us, and then they come out with an update. Wink. But if it's like very, very bad and it's a small company, we don't want to we want to give them a chance to grow.
Yeah, especially if we think it's an early version and they might fix it, then we'll just keep holding off, and then at some point it's been like too
I'm always
long.
surprised if a company gets mad and they're like, why won't you review our product? We sent it to you 2 months ago. I'm like, well, you don't want us to.
Yeah, I'm
Take the
doing you a
hint.
favor.
I'm trying to be nice.
Fix it, let me know.
This is a beautiful
It
picture.
really is gorgeous. Yeah.
Pick. Oh,
Wow.
Man.
I don't know if it's the picture that I love or just the room. What a gorgeous room.
Who's got a stuffed chair in their bathroom?
I wish me.
So Tony can sit there? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, he can read me a
It's so
book.
beautiful.
Man,
Oh, what a beautiful still life.
is that a 4? Beautiful pictures.
Wow.
Don't paint this door black. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No
I like
colors
that, Andy.
anymore.
Great
Andy
shot.
Shields, yeah.
Pick.
I cannot believe how many pictures we got, and we're still on the first import. Oh, I guess we almost got through the first import.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Amazing.
man. Yeah.
Kiwi. Love kiwi.
Okay. That's it. That we got through the
It's
first.
6:01. We
Great
got through
shot,
the
Emily.
first import. If you want to import next week for nature and wildlife, make sure you're here early. Chat with your buddies before the show. And as soon as we say it's ready to submit, as soon as the show starts, you could submit. Maybe you'll be in the first import and you'll get your photo seen. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring the show. If you'd like to try your free trial, go to squarespace.com. You don't need a credit card. You just make it. Just make it. You can submit it to us and we'll review it. If you decide that you like it,